War never changes. But fan theories? Those change every single week. Welcome back to Frame and Fury. Today, we're diving deep into what might happen in Season 3 of the Fallout TV series, based on lore, hidden details, and the collective imagination of a fanbase that has way too much free time and way too much emotional attachment to fictional nuclear disasters. By the end of this video, you'll know the biggest theories, the wildest predictions, and the most likely directions this story could take. So grab your Pip-Boy, check your radiation levels, and let's begin. Before we talk about Season 3, we need to understand what Fallout really is. Fallout isn't just a post-apocalyptic story. It's a story about greed, fear, power, and what happens when corporations and governments decide they know better than everyone else. Vault-Tec didn't build vaults to save people. They built vaults to experiment on people. Some vaults tested isolation. Some tested obedience. Some tested psychological endurance. And some were just straight up nightmares disguised as safety plans. So when characters in this universe start questioning reality, that's not paranoia. That's survival instinct. Now let's talk about our main characters. Lucy represents optimism. She believes people can still be good. She believes systems can still work. She believes the wasteland can be fixed. Maximus represents loyalty and insecurity. He wants to belong. He wants purpose. He wants to believe in something bigger than himself, even if that something is deeply flawed. The Ghoul represents memory and consequence. He remembers the world before the bombs. He remembers the lies. He remembers who caused this mess. And he hasn't forgiven anyone. These three characters aren't just people. They're ideologies. And Season 3 is likely going to smash those ideologies together. Hard. One of the biggest theories is that Season 3 will focus heavily on the Mojave Wasteland and New Vegas. This makes sense. New Vegas is one of the most important locations in Fallout history. It's where politics, warfare, and power struggles collide. Every major faction wants control of it, because whoever controls New Vegas controls electricity, water, trade, and influence. In the wasteland, that's everything. Season 3 could turn into a full-scale political war. The NCR trying to expand. Caesar's Legion trying to dominate. Local powers trying to survive. Casino families protecting their interests. And outsiders trying to exploit the chaos. This wouldn't just be about fighting. It would be about manipulation, propaganda, espionage, and betrayal. Lucy might try to negotiate peace. Maximus might be forced to choose sides. The Ghoul might play everyone against each other. And nobody would walk away clean. If this happens, Season 3 could become less about survival and more about power. Less about wandering. More about ruling. Another major theory involves the return of the Enclave. The Enclave represents the remnants of the old American government and elite society. They didn't die in the war. They hid. They preserved their technology. They waited. And historically, whenever the Enclave appears, things get very bad very quickly. They believe they are the rightful rulers of America. Everyone else, in their eyes, is expendable. If the Enclave enters the story, it changes everything. Suddenly, the wasteland isn't just fighting over scraps. It's being manipulated by people with advanced weapons, secret bases, and long-term plans. Season 3 could reveal that many conflicts were never random. They were engineered, designed to weaken everyone. So the Enclave could take over later. This would turn the story into a battle between ordinary survivors and a hidden superpower. And it would force every character to rethink who the real enemy is. Another important theory centers around FEV, the Forced Evolutionary Virus. FEV is responsible for creating super mutants and other abominations. It was originally meant to improve humanity. Instead, it stripped people of identity, emotion, and freedom. Vault-Tec and the government used it in secret experiments. And fans believe Season 3 might finally explore this more deeply. We could see hidden laboratories, old experiments resurfacing, new mutant threats, or even characters discovering that their families were used as test subjects. For Lucy, this would be devastating. It would mean her entire upbringing was built on lies. For Maximus, it would challenge his belief in institutional authority. For the Ghoul, it would confirm everything he already suspected, that the apocalypse wasn't an accident. It was a business decision. Another popular theory involves Mr. House and his legacy. Mr. House was the mastermind behind New Vegas. He preserved himself using advanced technology. He planned for centuries. And even in death, he rarely stays gone. Many fans believe Season 3 could reveal backup systems, artificial intelligence, or hidden protocols still influencing events. This could mean New Vegas is secretly being controlled by a digital ghost, an algorithm designed to maintain order at any cost. If that happens, Lucy could find herself fighting not a person, but a system. Maximus could be ordered to protect something he doesn't understand, and the Ghoul could be the only one who knows how dangerous it really is. It would be a very modern storyline. Humans versus machines. Morality versus efficiency. Freedom versus control. Some fans also believe Season 3 will expand beyond the Mojave. The show might begin exploring other parts of the former United States, the Capital Wasteland, the East Coast, or entirely new regions. This would turn Fallout into a true cinematic universe. Multiple locations, multiple storylines, interconnected conflicts. It would also allow the show to slowly build towards something much bigger. A nationwide struggle for the future of civilization. Season 3 could be the bridge between a regional story and a continental one. All of these theories connect to a larger idea, that Season 3 will begin setting up a true ending, just like in the games. An ending where there is no perfect outcome, only different kinds of loss. Lucy could become a moral leader, trying to guide people toward cooperation. Maximus could become a military figure, forced to make brutal decisions. The Ghoul could become the keeper of truth, revealing secrets that destabilize everything. And Vault-Tec, or the Enclave, or both, could emerge as the final antagonists. The people who started it all. The people who profited from the end of the world. In Fallout, every major victory comes with consequences. Save one city. Another collapses. Defeat one faction. Another becomes worse. No choice is clean. And that's likely where Season 3 is heading. Toward moral complexity. Toward uncomfortable decisions. Toward endings that feel earned but painful. So what is most likely to happen? We will probably see major faction warfare. We will learn more about Vault-Tec's true intentions. We will see betrayals. We will lose important characters. Lucy will be forced to abandon innocence. Maximus will be forced to redefine loyalty. The Ghoul will be forced to confront his past. And the Wasteland will change again. Not necessarily for the better, just different. Season 3 will probably end with a massive choice. One decision that reshapes the future. And no matter what that choice is, someone will suffer. Because in Fallout, someone always does. So now I'll ask you, what do you think is coming? Will the Enclave rise again? Will New Vegas become a battlefield? Will technology finally replace humanity? Or will Lucy manage to keep hope alive in the hopeless world? Let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed this breakdown, support Frame and Fury, subscribe, and stay tuned for more deep dives into stories that refuse to let us relax. Because in the Wasteland, war never changes. But the people who fight it do.